Next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. If you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 336-464-1806. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. Stations, we're coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds stations. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network. On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, live from Mi Cocina. Welcome to the Mike Bloomgren Show. Mi Cocina, serving undeniably authentic Tex-Mex. The Mike Bloomgren Show is brought to you by The Parking Spot. The Parking Spot. We have airport parking covered by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716. Lighting up Rice University and Houston for over 100 years. Now, alongside Coach Bloomgren, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Welcome back here. We're in the Monkey Bar location here. Mi Cocina in River Oaks, 4110 Westheimer, should you need an address. But it is a great spot to be to talk some Rice Owls football again. Gave you the week off last week when the Owls had that off week. And we are here tonight for the next hour or so. Talk some running backs. We have Owls Quentin Jackson, Christian Francisco, and running back guru boss man John Settle for coming on the show here at Mi Cocina. Absolutely wonderful. I'm branching out. My Tex-Mex very trained, seasoned palate knows a lot of this great Tex-Mex here at Mi Cocina. Going with the brisket quesadillas tonight. Brisket tacos have worked for the big man in the past, so going big, some post-game brisket quesadillas on the East Tex Freeway for me tonight, going back to the domicile. But it is outstanding here. Sizzling fajitas. They have the Mambo Taxi Margaritas, which they're serving at Rice games now. But each bite and sip, a journey through time-honored Tex-Mex cuisine, a fusion of generations of family recipes. Appreciate Armando and everybody Leo, welcoming to the new. We've just adopted Leo into the Rice Owls family. Appreciate you, good man. He is behind the bar serving things up. They've got great scratch recipes. $3 off happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 until 6. And again, that Mambo Taxi, definitely what they're known for. You can't go wrong, I'm telling you, with any. You could close your eyes, just point to something. They got great ceviche. They've got the jumbo shrimp. Alhambras. Total la comida here at Mi Cocina, my rusty Tex-Mex Spanish there. But we have a lot to get to with Coach Bloomgren coming up in a little bit. A couple of quick nuggets if you did not see. The start time of that Tulane game was released. That's 2:30 over in the Big Easy next week. Network's operating with that 10-day window, so we got that start time. It'll be on ESPN+. And also coming up this Saturday against UTSA, we've known for a little bit, that's a 6 o'clock start time. Also on ESPN+, but that's Letter Winners Day coming up against UTSA. All you letter winners, this is speaking to a lot of the choir, as they say, but a lot of events surrounding that with Tailgate Alley. I'd like you to come for the Owl Walk at 4 o'clock to recognize the great student athletes, cheer on the Owls, but at 3 o'clock is when they're starting things with that kickoff Letter Winners Day with the Our Association Tailgate. All those details have gone out, but letter winners can redeem their R card for a ticket at gates 1 and 4 coming up Saturday against UTSA. You go to riceowls.com. They have all the details spelt out, though, that I'm just scrolling down here on the mobile device right now, but easy to get to on riceowls.com. We want all of our letter winners out there at the game to support the team and obviously reconnect, talk about those days gone by. It's always a fun time. Stay tuned. Coming up here in a little bit, we'll talk to Coach Bloomgren. Thanks to Walter here, to Leak back in the studio. Great to be back here at Mi Cocina. Get this thing rolling up next. Talk to Coach Bloomgren live from Mi Cocina. It's Rice Owls football from Learfield.
At Shoppers, we get all kinds of John Deere tractor questions, like what horsepower tractor do I need? Do I need a 4-wheel or 2-wheel drive? What kind of attachments do I need for my John Deere tractor? The Shoppers tractor experts have the answers to all those questions, or you can go online and create your own John Deere tractor with our Build It, Price It, Own It tool. It will give you costs along with finance options. You can see all our specials by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. Shoppers, your John Deere tractor experts and proud sponsor of Rice Owl Athletics.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The Parking Spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the Parking Spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Owl fans know where to stay when they come to Houston. Courtyard by Marriott, Rice University is the preferred choice, whether cheering on Coach Bloomgren and the team or kicking off their Rice experience during O Week. Just minutes from Rice Village and only 3 miles to campus, we provide the right mix of convenience and accessibility. When you're hungry, stop by the bistro for either breakfast or evening options. Cheer for the Owls by raising a glass in the lounge and unwind with your favorite beverage. Call 713-661-5669 to make a reservation, and be sure to ask for the Rice University rate. We look forward to welcoming you.
You ready for the big game? Fuel up for game day at Salad & Go. Whether you're tailgating, playing in the game, or cheering from home, make sure you've got your game day greens. From fresh salads to hearty wraps and refreshing drinks, Salad & Go has what you need to fill up and feel great. Score big with game day greens from Salad & Go. It's just what you need to win the day. Find a drive-thru near you at saladandgo.com or order online at saladandgo.com.
You're listening to the latest on Owls football with the head coach, Mike Bloomgren. Now let's go back inside Mi Cocina.
Yes. Welcome back here at Mi Cocina for the Mike Bloomgren Show. Forgot to say a good howdy-ho to our folks watching in on the stream. Walter pushing and tweaking the dials there. We're on the Owls YouTube and X feeds there. Of course, the regular audio outlets as well. Coach, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Can't complain. I was rude. I did not get your menu item here tonight. Or did you stick with the chonga?
I went back to the chonga. Yeah, I'm back at the chicken chimichanga or the however we say it here, the Mi Cocina version, and it's phenomenal. And so I'm excited to be going back to that tonight. But you covered a lot of things. I know you said you're getting the brisket quesadilla, which Sydney just told me on the way over is her go-to.
Okay.
So you're in good company.
Yeah, okay. See, great minds think alike, right, Sid?
Yeah.
How's the off week? Very general question there. Maybe some about that Charlotte game, but just chance to take a deep breath, I know, but it's never that easy. There's never really off time. It's just a bye week.
Thank you, JP.
Yeah,
I thought I taught you better than that.
My cylinders were churning there. I know there's never off time.
Yeah, bye week. We got 3 good practices in, and let the guys go home on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so a chance to reset whether they left Houston or not. And came back today, again, continued prep for UTSA. Really had a great practice out there today. Mm-hmm. So, again, it was fun to be back out there. The coaching staff, got some downtime, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, recruiting and getting to see some games, getting to see some of our commits. So it's great to be out all over the state, as well as 2 of our coaches were in California, and I think Sid was Michigan and California. So,
yeah, and you kind of stay close to home?
Yeah, I was in East Texas, as we were talking about during the break, or at least what I consider East Texas. I was in Beaumont during the day, and on Friday, I got to see a game at Huffman Hargrove, and so really got to see a lot of the landscape of that East Texas area you love so much.
Yeah, the Falcons, they've always got some good ball. Crushing loss again, Captain Obvious. I know. Do you like having a little bit of time to recuperate from that, if that's even the term, or is that one? Hey, I wanted to get back to the next week after a game like that?
If I had my druthers, I think we would have played last Saturday and had a chance to get that taste out of our mouth. But, it was a tough ending, a tough result. And as you and I think have talked about, but we had 3 opportunities to make that thing go the Rice Owls way. I mean, when we have a 3rd and 3 at the 2-minute warning and a chance to effectively end the game if we get a first down on offense, and we're not able to do it. And then we punt the ball to them, and they got to go a whole field. But unfortunately, they cover most of it on the first play by throwing it over our heads in a 2-minute type situation. Then we bow our neck again, and we get to 4th down, and we get a PI called, and then hold them out of the end zone on the first 2 downs, and they punch it in. And so it's like, okay. So offense didn't get it done, defense didn't get it done. Well, then offense goes on this great 2-minute drive and goes most of the way down the field, and we miss a kick. So all 3, so you have 3 at-bats, if you will, and we struck out in all 3 phases. And that's really disappointing. All of them could have made it go away and got the result we wanted. So I hate it because our kids played really hard. We just didn't play well enough at times, and that's a theme that we've got to change. And, these kids are working so hard. It's so fun to be around them. And we're just trying to do everything we can to get a win, something that Rice hasn't done against UTSA in a long time this week. And their focus and their energy has just been great.
Yeah, perfect segue. I was going to ask, have you seen them respond to that, using that off time in the right, constructive way to not fester on that, but still channel it to move forward?
Absolutely. I mean, that's all we can control is moving forward. We got to take the lessons, and we got to make sure we never make the same mistake twice. And again, we want to find ways to win games, and that's what these guys are committed to. They are a resilient bunch. They are such a good group of young men with how they're built. But also, they want to win really badly, and you see it in their actions and everything they're doing, the time that they're spending in our building, even in a bye week. It's great. It's exactly what you want.
I got a chance to pick Tui's brain, Marcus Tuiasosopa OC, and E.J. Warner, just small talking with him, getting some sound bites and stuff. And you've talked in the past about E.J. He's growing with that second half of the Army game. What have you seen his improvement this last game and a half? What have you all liked?
Yeah, I think his ability to see the thing on the front end and make those good throws, trust his arm to make some of those throws. And again, there's still more meat on the bone, still more we can do there. But I think that 2-minute drive was pretty spectacular. What he did, moving the sticks with his legs, finding a way to make sure he always found a target, and just keeping that game alive. And so a lot of good there. There's more we can do in the first 58 minutes of that game, too, that we just have to be able to do. And we got to continue to grow.
Matt Sykes, second straight career high game. What more can be said that we haven't asked you already about Big Matt there? What's he continue to do for you?
Yeah, just he's a big target. He's playing really hard and making some big-time plays. And he's trying his butt off to block downfield as well. Trying to turn himself into a complete receiver, really use his size. And he's another guy, he's worked a long time for this opportunity to be a leading receiver somewhere, whether it was UCLA or Rice University. And now I'm glad to see him get some of those results.
Yeah. And I know Dean Connors likes running against Charlotte. Something about it. He had the career high game last year, and he had a really good game. What is it that really popped with Dean? Was it some symmetry with the line that really exploded him in that game?
I think the line's doing a much better job regardless of which back's in there. And just to be clear, although we got these two wonderful running backs here, we did not exclude Dean on purpose. We would have invited Dean as well. He did have class at 7 o'clock, and Julie Griswold in the front row would have been really upset with him if he had showed up here instead of going to class. But Dean's doing really good things, and I mean it when I say all of those backs are. You just look at what they're averaging per carry. And that's kind of a great segue for myself into you spend the bye week and every week you spend so much time working on what you're not doing well and looking at it to address it. But I thought it was also good during the bye week that we look at what we are doing well. And sometimes that gets lost when you're not getting the results you want. And, I think we're protecting the passer incredibly well, and we're getting after the passer. So those are two really good components. But when you talk about protecting the passer to give up 3 sacks in 5 games, and that's a testament to these backs. Even though they're called running backs, sometimes they're passing backs, sometimes they're pass protecting backs, and of course the offensive line, the tight ends, and also EJ for getting rid of it and finding number 1 when it can be open and getting the ball out of his hands. So that's a good deal. And then I think we've got 18 sacks on the year, which is last week before the games were played, it was 3rd in America. So we are getting after the passer and doing a great job there. We're also doing really good on defense, forcing 3rd down, not allowing teams to get a first down on 1st or 2nd down. A stat in the analytics world is called 3rd down avoidance now. So we're doing a good job getting people to 3rd down. We got to do a better job getting off the field when we do. And then running the ball. As we talk about these running backs, we're stopping the run at a good rate. We're averaging 3.9 a carry against us, and that's a good number, not a great number. I think our defense is capable of more. But right now we're running the ball for 5.9 yards a carry, and that's a really good stat. And that's one of those stats that you want to be able to take more advantage of. You need to convert more on 3rd down. You need to go 1st down to 1st down and 2nd down to 1st down more so that you can get more opportunities to run the ball. Because, again, we're doing some good things when we do it, and I think there's multiple backs that are averaging over 6 yards a carry.
You mentioned that stat, and Chuck was telling me that earlier too. I don't imagine many teams that have top 10 sacks and top 10 fewest sacks given up. So speak to that dichotomy and how you mentioned some about EJ. He's able to get the ball away, but it's not like you're running the triple option like Army,
yeah,
which that's why they don't have the sack total given up. But speak to that variance there.
It's what you always want. When you recruit and get depth at those positions and you have really good guys in the front on both sides of the ball, O and D, then it truly is iron sharpening iron. Every time they get a pass protection period going against each other, they get good work. You're not just working against, somebody that's just a scout team guy and is going to be growing into a good football. You're playing against varsity dudes, like dudes that are really good football players. But again, I don't think it can be underestimated how many people play a role in protection. Like we always talk about the offensive line, usually in bad connotations anytime the quarterback's getting hit. But it's everybody. It takes a village. I mean, we didn't even talk about the receivers running the route right route and being where they're supposed to be in the right time. That's such a key to those sack numbers staying low. But the work that these backs do, whether it is blocking their assignment, whether it's seeing rotation and understanding how that changes, or whether it's just, hey, an offensive lineman didn't have the best down and they go save his life and our life by putting their face or their pads on that defensive lineman, they play such a critical role in protection.
And with a lot of guys playing a lot of different spots at the line, not only coming into the year, but how do you feel about that going into the UTSA game? Good to have the off week to rest some bumps and bruises. I say covering a lot of positions, I know. But
yeah, indeed. And so anybody we can get back for this week, that would be great because I know these guys are fighting hard to get back. They want to play with their brothers and they want the opportunity to be out there. And obviously we always want, people who are one for a reason. We always want them to be back when they were a starter or whether they were a starter in training camp. The moment we can get them back, we're a better football team because of it. And now not only are we playing somebody that we saw as the better player, but our depth is real and our ability to substitute is real and keep people fresh.
All right. Speaking of specifically the backs coming on, tell us about our guest, Mr. Campbell Trophy semifinalist, Mr. Mechanical Engineering Francisco, and Q-Jack. We were talking about our NFL team of choice coming in our late night last night, and then the Rev, John Settle, good running back intensive night here.
Yeah, if Christian Francisco wasn't so much like the Scarecrow, if he only had a brain, he'd be such a good football player. But all jokes aside, this is a guy that could have graduated from Rice Mechanical Engineering in 3 years with a 3.96 while playing football. there's a reason he's up for the Campbell Trophy, and he's very deserving of everything he's got. And for him to choose to come back this year and play another year of football with his brothers, and again, completely by choice, could have graduated, had a great job waiting on him, chose to come back. And you see his role growing, not just in special teams, which he always had a great role there. You see him growing in offense and how he's helping us. And, like, I don't know, like you talk about, like, towards the end of the Army game when he, like, literally goes and helps block somebody that's supposed to be accounted for by the offensive line and the tight end, and then slips out, and EJ finds him with a shuffle pass, and he scores his first touchdown. Like, that's not the way any of us drew up. Not his first, but scoring that touchdown and getting that reward. But that's not the way we drew it up. But it's, again, like, there's a lot of happiness that I have every time Christian's successful, because there's so much of what he gives to our program that you want that guy to have success, and he's really turned himself into an outstanding football player in the process.
Yeah. And Quentin Jackson on special teams, and Coach Settle, obviously good crop to work with, but you got a good coach leading them, don't you?
We do, yeah. So talking about Q-Jack first, I mean, as dynamic of a kick returner as there is, Coach Alomar said it the other day. Like, Coach Alomar's had 5 guys win the National Kickoff Returner of the Year, and he says Q-Jack is as good as any of them, if not better. And I think we're top 20 in America right now in KOR. And that's largely because of Q. I mean, the team's blocking well, too, the team in front of him. But Q is so explosive. And the things that he can do, being a high school quarterback, the ability to always be a threat to throw the ball down the field, as we saw a little bit. And, you know, like, there's just so much there. And you look at what he's doing with every touch. This is a guy that battles so hard. Like, both these guys, they're everything you want a Rice football player to be. The way that they battle, the way that they fight for this team, no matter what their role is. And, like, think about it. When Q's blocking in pass protection, because he does that too, he's often giving up 60, 70 pounds to whoever he's blocking. And it don't matter. He's going to put his face in there. And now that's part of those guys being the right kind of guys. It's part of the training that they get from John Settle. As we talk about John, like a guy that's coached in the NFL 3 different times, coached, I think it was Jonathan Taylor at Wisconsin, who people in Houston know well because of the amount of times he plays the Texans. And just whether it's at Kentucky, whether it's at Wisconsin, wherever John Settle is, those running backs always produce. And he teaches things in such an unbelievable manner. And you talk about Rev, like, yeah, Rev, man. Like, there might not be a more of a rock of a human than John Settle in the world, and certainly not in my life. Like, he is unbelievable.
Thanks, Coach. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, bud.
Dunleavy family football coach of our Rice Owls, Mike Bloomgren. Coming up next, we'll talk to Mr. Francisco coming up here at Mi Cocina. It's a Mike Bloomgren Show from Learfield.
Yes, sir.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls Trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
Rice fans, need a place to stay while watching your Owls play ball? Located just steps from campus is the Hilton Houston Medical Center. Visit us today at houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount. Again, that's houstonplaza.hilton.com or call 713-313-4000 to get that special Rice discount now.
Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer for those who don't follow trends but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is a premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. So don't just raise a glass, raise a Flight by Yingling, official beer partner of Rice Athletics and now available everywhere in Texas. The Yingling Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Please enjoy responsibly.
North Star Pressure Washing is a full-service pressure washing company able to provide any type of exterior cleaning to your property, whether you're a small business looking to improve your appearance for your customers or you're a property owner looking to add curb appeal to your home. In addition to improving your property's appearance, our services will also protect your property from the damage mildew, algae, and other airborne contaminants can cause, thus extending the life of your home or property. Remember North Star Pressure Washing for all your pressure washing needs. Big or small, our company does it all.
Attention thrill seekers and luxury enthusiasts. Ever wondered what it's like to command the road in a Porsche? Stop wondering and start driving. Right now at Porsche River Oaks, we are inviting you to take the driver's seat and feel the power of precision engineering with our exclusive test drives. Our knowledgeable team is ready to put you behind the wheel, allowing you to unleash the true potential of a Porsche. From the all-new design 2014 Cayenne to the versatile Macan, discover the thrill of performance and luxury craftsmanship of Porsche. Schedule your test drive at Porsche River Oaks today. Exclusive benefits to students and alumni. Go Owls!
Welcome back to the Mike Bloomgren Show. Here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
You know it. Welcome back here, the Mike Bloomgren Show. Every Monday night of a game week here, the rest of the season. Stay tuned. Coming up in just a bit, we have Quentin Jackson and then our running backs coach, John Settle, as well. And then Coach Bloomgren comes back and we'll preview those UTSA Roadrunners coming in. 6 o'clock kick coming up Saturday night. That is Letter Winners Day, ESPN Plus. We have the audio stream and all that side of things as well. Joined now by number 26 on a Rice Owls roster, Christian Francisco.
Sir.
You have one of the coolest names to say.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Francisco. What's this journey been like for you? As you heard all those things Coach said about it, your personal narrative, playing a lot more now after graduating, choosing to come back. What has that journey been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been so special. I think I said this in the press conference a couple weeks ago, but everything at Rice has just been a dream come true, coming from high school. Everything I worked towards, aspired towards, has definitely been met here and exceeded at Rice. So it's been super sweet getting to come back. I mean, there's no question in my mind I wanted to play another year and just come back with my brothers and obviously keep working and striving. And it's been real nice having a year without a tough school schedule with a bunch of labs and classes and stuff. So that's definitely been to my advantage. But it's been awesome this year, getting on the field more, getting to produce more and just help our team win more. Just being able to get more involved and earn more of a role and just trying to do my job every time I go out there.
Did you always know when you came to Rice that you were going to be mechanical engineering? Because the background, for those that don't know, and I was refreshed, you actually got into Rice first, right, as a student, and said, oh, by the way, I play a little football too. I know Ari Broussard did that a few years back too. So explain that side of things and like adding football to, oh, by the way, a mechanical engineering major.
So coming out of high school, originally I had committed to University of Tulsa actually to walk on. And then I ended up getting to Rice just as a student. And so I texted the old recruiting coordinator and I was like, hey, I just got into school here. Do you guys have a spot? I'd love to come play for you, any position. They're like, well, we just had a kid decommit at running back. And I was like, well, I haven't played running back since 6th grade. I was a quarterback in high school as well. So I was like, I'll take it. So I came here to Rice, switched positions. First time lining up offset was the first day of practice. But it's been great, learning opportunity, growing into it. And I think it fits my skill set well as being able to add about 30 pounds and get a little more bulky to stand back there and take some hits. But it's been incredible. Like you said, a last-minute thing, but I'm so glad it worked out. God truly blesses in the most amazing ways, and that has definitely come true to now. Obviously, what you're seeing this year with a lot of recognition coming in, which is sweet.
Amen to that, for sure. You got nominated for the Campbell Trophy, and you made it to the semifinalist round, and that's the highest of it's like the Heisman Trophy for academics and athletics balance. What did that mean to you, and how did you find out about that?
That was super special. I think Chuck was the first one that let me know. He was asking for some details on my resume so I could send him some stuff. But, man, this is something I never even, thought about coming in. I mean, see some big names win this trophy. I'm like Peyton Manning, Bo Nix, I think Tim Tebow. So it's just like some incredible guys on that list. So I'm honored to even be part of the conversation there. But just to get that honor is just a testament to, my support staff around me throughout my time at Rice, teammates, coaches, teachers, classmates, Ms. Julie, everything that, along the way. It hasn't been just me, just some incredible people in my corner, my parents as well, of course. And so it's just a really cool award, really cool honor. I hope to do well and make it to the finalist round and even win. I think what I've been able to do is pretty cool. I'm not sure who else is graduating in 3 years with an engineering degree, but there's also some incredible other players on that list, so I'm just honored to be a part of that class.
And you've got the job lined up at Boston Consulting, right?
Yes, sir.
Did I get that right?
Yes,
I thought I remembered that. I didn't get my 396. at Rice, but I remember you telling me that a few weeks ago too.
Yep.
So how was that a tough decision to say, hey, because I know the job lined up, you're the one making it. So what was that a tough call, or coming back for the brothers one more ride, was that an easier decision?
Sure. I mean, there was no question that I wanted to be here and be able to play. Just coming in as a walk-on, you get put in some tough financial spots sometimes. So when a great job gets offered to you, sometimes you just have to make the right decision for you and your family at that moment. But when it came evident to me that the chance to come back and be able to play was there, and be able to be put on scholarship and all of those things that were super meaningful and important to me, there was no hesitation for me. And so I called them as soon as I thought that there would be a chance. And I was like, hey, can I push back my start date like 6 months? I really want to play this fall season. And they said, yeah, no problem. We'll move you back to January. So couldn't have asked for anything more for them. Super understanding, and just really make the most out of this last fall semester.
What will be, hopefully, some good memories coming? What will be a top memory or two or story that you'll take and tell the grandkids one day when they come up and sit on your lap or whatnot?
That's a good question. I think probably last year scoring my first touchdown was a really good moment. Just like the first week back from a MCL injury, worked super hard and begging our trainer to let me get back on the field because I knew TSU was the chance to get on the field. So that was a really full circle moment. Dream come true right there. And then I would just say, I mean, all the little moments that we share in the locker room, going out to eat together, I mean, that's more meaningful than anything that happens with X's and O's or wins and losses. So those are the things I'll take with me and cherish forever. Met some of my best friends here. Guys will be in my upcoming wedding in May. So super special there.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. You slipped that in. I remember you told me that a few weeks. Like what? That's obviously give you a little tip. That's the most important thing, right?
For sure.
We know.
For sure.
Was that tough to balance too, or tell us the engagement story?
Oh,
if
sure.
If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, Sydney. That's my fiance's name. We've been dating since high school. So dated all throughout college. Obviously, long distance. She goes to University of Arkansas back home from where we're both at. So yeah, that was a challenge navigating. How to communicate and continue to strengthen our relationship miles apart, but it's so sweet when she gets to come celebrate at our games and cheer me on, and when I get to go back home and be with her and all the amazing things she's doing as well. So I think we learned to grow a lot from it, and we couldn't be excited just for the future and being able to spend more time in the same place together.
Yeah, you know how to answer that. You're a pro. You know how to answer a question like that. Yes, tell us, in that running back room, obviously a lot of talent. You had Q-Jack coming up and Dean, and my gosh, Taji. Didn't even ask. I'm going to ask Coach about him too, but just what a group you all have, and it's really matured here the last couple years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our running back room, just some freaks out there, incredible talent, just on and off the field, guys who love ball, constantly in the film room, constantly helping make each other better, and then in the game, it's awesome because, there's not one guy that we're counting on to take all the reps, or, if he gets tired, no one give him a blow. We're constantly being able to rotate guys in and out, and come with the same punch and just keep each other up, bounce ideas off each other, and ultimately rely on each other. And when we get in two back sets, it's looking at each other like, all right, it's time to go. This is the one to make them pop because we're both on the field, so we got to make it happen.
What was your most challenging class at Rice?
Oh, that's a great question. I'll probably have to go with linear algebra. It's a very advanced pure math class, a lot of theories and proofs, and it got really, really analytical for me, and I'm definitely more of a hands-on tactile guy, and I was like, I'm just an engineer. I don't know what I'm doing in the math department, but it was still a good experience and fun, so I'll go with that one.
I asked that. I know my dad watches and listens. He's a retired math professor, not at Rice, but I always like quizzing him. I did not get the math gene, but I also wanted to quiz you on the special project I saw reading the Campbell article. Tell us about what your class did helping one of the hospitals here.
Yeah, so our senior design project last year, I guess I was a junior doing it, but still counts. We worked with MD Anderson Cancer Center to develop a rehabilitation device for post-operative cancer surgery patients who just got out of a procedure. They might need to be on bed rest orders for like a week or even more. And so in that time, since they're kind of confined to their bed, they can't really get moving, and the PTs might be only be able to spend an hour a day or so with them. So because of that, they get
muscle atrophy, and they start having heart complications. So we needed a device to get them moving throughout the day. So we basically created a rehabilitation device you can wheel in right next to the hospital bed where they're staying, hook it up. It's adjustable in position and weight, almost kind of like a gym equipment you would think. So they're able to, do exercises while they're still laying there and get the blood flowing and keep their muscles strong, even if they have some limitations from the surgery. So that was a fun project to work on all year. They were really great mentors for us. Dr. Bird over there was really good. So we got to hand that project back over to them in May, and I think they're looking to continue it on in the future.
Oh, that was my next question. That continues on. Good to be able to see that in use someday.
Yes,
cool.
sir. Hopefully.
Cool. Well, we could go on and on, but thanks for everything, and keep up the great work. We know you do big things.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Thank you for having me.
God bless. Thank you very much. Christian Francisco joining us here. These Rice guys never cease to impress. Stay tuned. Another one of them Rice guys, Q-Jack, Quentin Jackson next here. Mi Cocina, the Mike Bloomgren Show from Learfield.
Football fans are passionate, just like John Deere. John Deere person, the name to know is Shoppers. In football, it's about calling the right plays. The right call for John Deere equipment is Shoppers. Shoppers has a right-sized John Deere tractor with attachments for any job. You can build your tractor online with Shoppers' exclusive Build It, Price It, Own It tool. See all our John Deere specials by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. It's time for you to make the right call. Shoppers, your John Deere tractor experts and proud sponsor of Rice Owl Athletics.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The parking spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Whether running a marathon or walking your dog, every movement matters. But when you're in pain, simple activities can feel unbearable. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our specialists can help you heal faster using the latest technology, minimally invasive procedures, and advanced physical therapy. As the top-ranked hospital in Texas, we have the expertise to keep you moving and help you get back to doing the things you love. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
At True Anomaly Brewing, our greatest achievement lives in knowing that everything we've learned is yours to enjoy. While it may not be rocket science, we brew with the same detail and dedication learned while running mission operations for NASA. Taking risks is part of our DNA. We don't take them just to say we did, we take them because of the result. Bold brews we're proud to share with fellow adventure seekers. True Anomaly Brewing, beer for the explorers.
This is the Mike Bloomgren Show, live at Mi Cocina. Now here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. We interrupt this sports talk show here to talk some more Rice Owls football. Q-Jack, Quentin Jackson joining us here. Coming up in a little bit, running backs coach John Settle here at Mi Cocina. They've got great grub, great folks. We're back here if you want to come to another show. Houston's a big city. We know you might not be able to come here before the end of this one once you watch and listening, but every Monday night at 7 of a game week, we want you out here. Really a fun spot. They're very Rice friendly, all the great grub on the concourse with the Mambo Taxi Margaritas, and just great people here. Your Tex-Mex guy, Deluxe here, Quentin Jackson joining us now. I don't know how to segue outside of that, but you're a Texas guy.
Yes,
Love
sir.
some good Tex-Mex,
Yes,
right?
I'm not a big Mexican fan, actually, but I had the brisket quesadilla today, and it was pretty good. Yep.
You, me, Sydney. I mean, we got a little brisket quesadillas fraternity going here. So I wanted to start with being a relatively local guy, like up the road, obviously. Fort Worth is a spell, but playing here, what's it been like being, I always like asking Metroplex guys this, close to home, but you're not in the backyard of home, but you're still close enough. What was that like, an adjustment for you?
During the recruiting process, I think being close to home was pretty huge for me, being able to go back home whenever I need to, in case of emergency, and my parents, brother and my sister being able to come down and catch some games. So, and it's cool to see like different like cultures, especially because it's different from North Texas or Dallas. They like to say, but I like to say Fort Worth. But it's just it was an honor to come to Houston and just like soak up the culture.
Yeah. Who recruited you here, and what made you decide to come to Rice?
Coach Bloomgren was recruiting me and Coach Pacazio when he was on the staff, and academics really caught my eye, and just the culture that Coach Bloom was bringing in along, and they really showed me the most love with the recruitment process. They called me every day, texted me every day, trying to check on how I was doing, talking to my parents, Zoom calls. So I really felt like when I took a visit, it felt like home, and God told me I needed to be here.
Yeah, amen to that. You got to listen to the big man, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about business major still. Tell us about the academic side.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
It's definitely a challenge, but it will be worth it in the end. You know, it's a prestigious school, and I'm just blessed to be here. You know, not a lot of people get the opportunity to be in a prestigious school like this and play D1 at the highest level. So it's just blessed and fortunate.
Coach reminded me that you were a quarterback in high school. How does that help you from the running back position? And was that an adjustment? Because athletes are athletes, ball is ball, but what was that adjustment like for you?
It was definitely a huge adjustment for me because, quarterback, you're really not taking as much hits. You're throwing the ball, trying to lead, and it was definitely a huge adjustment for me, especially blocking wise, because never block. You're usually trying to chase the ball just in case a fumble happened, but quarterback helped me a lot. Just being able to see defenses, read coverages, and when I'm out there and running back, I can see the line coverages and see safety rotation. So playing quarterback, just those little things right there help me make the transition a little more smoother.
Nate and I in the broadcast are always talking about the fearless way. Despite your size, you're tacking it right there in between the tackles. Where does that, running style or attitude come from? Because it's evident somebody puts the tape or watches you for 5 seconds. You've got that no-nonsense approach there.
It's just, I'm the smaller guy on the field. Just don't want to let the other people, bigger guys, try to bully me or anything. It's just going out there, playing with a chip on my shoulder, trying to help the team as much as possible. I'm a team-first guy, and whatever I need to do to help the team out, to either it was special teams, get 1 yard, get an inch, whatever I need to do, I'm going to go out there and do it for the team.
Speaking of special teams, Coach mentioned the accolades and what Coach Alomar gushed about you, rightfully so. Is that a tough thing to balance when you add also being a running back? I never want to assume anything's easy on the field, or are you used to it by now with the kick return duties?
I was kind of used to it because in high school, my junior year, I was splitting special teams, receiver, quarterback. So I had a lot on my plate. So just all about getting in the film room, studying, and talking to your coaches, making sure you're on the same page with them. As long as y'all are locked in together, it will make the job a lot easier.
Yeah. You have a favorite special teams player? I don't know if you know where I'm going with this.
They're all my favorites.
Okay.
All my teammates. But if I had to say, probably Christian Francisco, that's my guy. Roommate, that's my roommate. Yeah. So being out there with him it's a blessing for me.
Yeah, and I apologize. And Christian too, because you got to stick up for your roommate.
Yes, sir.
But do you have a favorite special teams player of all time?
Special teams player. Okay.
Kick returner, NFL, favorite college player of all time.
I would say Kevontae Turpin.
Okay.
I was a big TCU guy growing up. My family every Saturdays we were watching TCU. So I was about in 6th grade, 5th grade when Kevontae Turpin was really getting started, and so I really looked up to his game. He's about my size too, so every time I get the chance to watch film on him, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Had a big game, big
yes,
catch
sir.
last night too.
Yep.
Well, Coach Settle, we're going to talk about him. He's a Deion guy. So Deion's one of the best special teams players of all time. Not trying to put you in that high category there, but talk about the rest of the season. What are some keys for you guys? We're not halfway through the season per se, but more of the season in front of us. What's a big key for the team the rest of the way, even though it was a close loss last time, to march forward and keep a good attitude? What's a key there?
I think about just going 1-0 every week. Our big emphasis the past 2 weeks has just been going 1-0. Not worried about the future, not worrying about the past, just putting our foot forward and just worrying about the next week. What rep? How can you get better each rep and every day? And just not worried about what the future holds, what is right now, where your feet are right now.
Yeah. Speaking of, I should have asked return fire, but that was on the list with Christian being your roommate. You got any wacky, zany roommate stories with Francisco? He's a pretty neat, tidy guy.
I think it's me, Christian, and Tyson Flowers. So I feel like we're just alike. We're chill, laid-back guys, quiet guys. So I feel like we get along together. Not really many stories, just having fun, whether that's playing game, Madden, NCAA, or just having a movie night. I really say many funny stories, but we like each other's company.
Yeah, Coach, listen, watching film, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, watching tape there. Hey, thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you coming out here, and
Thanks for having me.
rest of the way.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The one, the only, Q-Jack, Quentin Jackson of our Rice Owls. Stay tuned. The aforementioned John Settle coming up. It's the Mike Bloomgren Show live here from Mi Cocina from Learfield.
Owl fans know where to stay when they come to Houston. Courtyard by Marriott, Rice University is the preferred choice, whether cheering on Coach Bloomgren and the team or kicking off their Rice experience during O Week. Just minutes from Rice Village and only 3 miles to campus, we provide the right mix of convenience and accessibility. When you're hungry, stop by the bistro for either breakfast or evening options. Cheer for the Owls by raising a glass in the lounge and unwind with your favorite beverage. Call 713-661-5669 to make a reservation, and be sure to ask for the Rice University rate. We look forward to welcoming you.
You ready for the big game? Fuel up for game day at Salad and Go. Whether you're tailgating, playing in the game, or cheering from home, make sure you've got your game day greens. From fresh salads to hearty wraps and refreshing drinks, Salad and Go has what you need to fill up and feel great. Score big with game day greens from Salad and Go. It's just what you need to win the day. Find a drive-thru near you at saladandgo.com or order online at saladandgo.com.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer for those who don't follow trends but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is a premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. So don't just raise a glass, raise a flight by Yingling, official beer partner of Rice Athletics and now available everywhere in Texas. The Yingling Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Please enjoy responsibly.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
You're listening to the latest on Owls football with the head coach, Mike Bloomgren. Now let's go back inside Mi Cocina.
Yes, here in Mi Cocina every Monday night of a game week. Coach Bloomgren coming back next, and we will preview Coach Traylor and those UTSA Roadrunners I-10 rivalry. Nothing like it. Coming up 6 o'clock Saturday at historic Rice Stadium, Letter Winners Day. Want to support all of our letter winners out there for the Owl Walk and all the events starting at 3 o'clock for our letter winners there on that east side of Rice Stadium. Joined now by the aforementioned John Settle, running backs coach. Coach, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Hitting cleanup here. Get some good grub. You're Tex-Mex guy.
Great.
Knocked it out, huh?
Oh, yeah. I ended up getting fajitas.
Yeah.
Which were outstanding.
Yeah, didn't
last long.
Yeah. You've had such a remarkable coaching and playing career. Coach didn't mention you played. He did, but just to reiterate, you played in the NFL too. And while it's your second year at Rice, tell us what inspired you to coach and eventually get into coaching for those that don't remember, because I know we talked about that some last year, but I like the way you tell that story.
It was actually an interesting way of getting into the profession, I guess. I actually went to Cleveland with the Browns to play, and upon the physical, failed it. Sitting in the office with the GM, getting ready to sign the contract, pen in hand, and the phone rings. It's the doctor, the team doctor. If I would have been a little quicker, I might have been able to
call 5 minutes later.
Something. But it worked out where I failed the physical, and that was on a Wednesday. A couple of days later, I get a phone call from Belichick and his offensive coordinator asking me if I ever thought about coaching. And at that time, no, I wanted to play. I wanted to play ball, but ended up being one of the best decisions that my wife and I made. because it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I learned a lot of football. It was interesting going from a player to a coach, because as a player, I thought I knew a lot of things about football, about the game. But working under a guy like Bill Belichick, you really learn football. You learn defenses, offenses, situations. So it's not just you work with the offense. I mean, you watch film on everybody on the roster. So that was 32 years ago. So
think about sticking around.
I think I might stay a while.
Yeah. Usually tell me a Dion story, but I want to ask a Belichick note, is because we've seen more of him off mic and his media presence this year. What was he like, the difference between playing for him and coaching under him? Was that the kind of same things you hear from the other folks in the modern day now?
He is who he is. I mean, he's intense. And whether he's talking to you as a position coach or as a head coach or as somebody in the media, he's going to talk to you the same way. I mean, he's serious about what he's doing. I don't know if he's ever played a game. I mean, he's always serious.
Not much for chuckles.
Not much for chuckles, but intense. And I actually enjoy being around him because it forces you as a player and then as a position coach to make sure that you learn, you understand what he wants, and that you're able to do it the way he wants it done. And then his thing was he had a plan. Stay with the plan. Don't deviate from the plan. That was his big deal. And so, as an offensive quality control guy, a special teams assistant, a weight room assistant, or whatever, we took that same approach. And he was a results-oriented guy. And at the end of the day, he wanted the result. So that's what kind of shaped me. And helped me along to become the coach that I am today.
You're going to be modest, but obviously you've worn off. Coach mentioned his first segment, for those that weren't joining us, the high production per carry from the running backs. But just tell us about the group, not only these the guys we have here, but, I mean, the way Dean has performed. And you're telling me in the offseason about how special Tajee Atkins is, and that's lived up and maybe even surpassed what you had told me. Just you got a great group to work with, too. Makes you look smart, I know, but you've had something to do with that. I mean.
Well, it's a group effort. Yeah. I think we have a great staff. And first of all, guys go out and recruit the areas and recruit the needs that we have for the team. And sometimes you have to just have a stick-to-itiveness. And things may not start out with some players the way you want it to, but you continue to recruit, stay with guys until the end. And, fortunately for us, it worked out this year where we ended up signing a guy like a Tajee Atkins, that's a really good football player. But we have a great group of young men in our classroom, and they all have a great skill set. And I'm all about skill set. I think that the running back position should be referred to as a skill position. It is the ultimate skill position. You got to be able to run, you got to be able to block, you got to be able to catch, run block and pass block. So it requires a young man to have a lot of ability, a lot of talent. The thing that he has to be is selfless. In our system, we have young men that block for one another, protect the quarterback, may not get the ball, and so we have that. And like I said, I think our coaches, the guys that have gone out and helped recruit these young men, get them here on campus, have done a heck of a job of identifying the right person. And now we're benefiting from it.
And it clicked for Dean Connors last year. I know JT went down and some things were changed around and he ran the ball a lot more, but he's continued that production coming into this year. What have you seen from Dean as he matures? Because when he's going right, it's really fun to watch.
He had a heck of an offseason, first of all, and that's where it starts. I tell him there's really no off season. There's an out of season. And so he knew some things. He identified a few things that he wanted to work on. He did that in the spring. post-spring, he did some things. He identified a couple things he wanted to work on, so he did that in the summer. And that put him in a position to come in and have some success this fall. He's a guy that wants to please. He's the ultimate competitor. Loves to compete, wants to be great. And because he wants to be great, I'm able to push him. And so the one thing that he knows is that because we do have a deep room, that he needs to be productive, and that's the one thing that I continue to push on all of the guys that we need to produce, and so he's put himself in a position to step out on the field every Saturday and have an opportunity to help us win ball games, and that's what we want to get to. We want to win ball games, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, amen to that. Well, you're obviously doing great work. Thanks for the time on air and off, and appreciate you, Rev.
Hey, appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
One and only John Settle joining us here. We'll preview those UTSA Roadrunners coming up next. Coach Bloomgren here at the Coach Bloomgren Show live at Mi Cocina from Learfield.
Behind every door at Houston Methodist, you know what to expect. Expertise. Whether it's life-saving brain surgery, your 3D mammogram that catches breast cancer sooner, or orthopedic specialists helping you feel stronger than ever. With hundreds of doors across Houston, you can get expert care everywhere.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
North Star Pressure Washing is a full-service pressure washing company able to provide any type of exterior cleaning to your property, whether you're a small business looking to improve your appearance for your customers or you're a property owner looking to add curb appeal to your home. In addition to improving your property's appearance, our services will also protect your property from the damage mildew, algae, and other airborne contaminants can cause, thus extending the life of your home or property. Remember North Star Pressure Washing for all your pressure washing needs. Big or small, our company does it all.
Attention thrill seekers and luxury enthusiasts. Ever wondered what it's like to command the road in a Porsche? Stop wondering and start driving. Right now at Porsche River Oaks, we are inviting you to take the driver's seat and feel the power of precision engineering with our exclusive test drives. Our knowledgeable team is ready to put you behind the wheel, allowing you to unleash the true potential of a Porsche. From the all-new design 2014 Cayenne to the versatile Macan, discover the thrill of performance and luxury craftsmanship of Porsche. Schedule your test drive at Porsche River Oaks today. Exclusive benefits to students and alumni. Go Owls!
At True Anomaly Brewing, our greatest achievement lives in knowing that everything we've learned is yours to enjoy. While it may not be rocket science, we brew with the same detail and dedication learned while running mission operations for NASA. Taking risks is part of our DNA. We don't take them just to say we did, we take them because of the result. Bold brews we're proud to share with fellow adventure seekers. True Anomaly Brewing, beer for the explorers.
Welcome back to the Mike Bloomgren Show. Here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Here we go. Nothing like a good I-10 showdown coming up here Saturday at Rice Stadium. We want all of you all out there, expect a healthy contingent of blue, orange, blue, and gray out there. First off, talk about that, not to grind the gears there, but hearing Rev talk and the guys talk after you led into them earlier, what anything else came to mind after hearing them?
So thankful for all three of them. I guess the one thing that I came away with is listening to Set talk about his time with Belichick. My first 2 years in the league were with Eric Mangini, and we made everything in New York, basically New England South. And, one of the things he didn't talk about was, we padded every play. And so what that means is you drew everything with the proper split, exactly where everybody was. And if you got to the point where you could do it a play in 10 minutes, you were cooking. Get it in the computer and get it on paper. And so you're talking about, 70 plays, 700 minutes a game per breakdown. And, literally, that family, the first one you do, it doesn't matter who you are or how perfect it is. They're going to find a mistake, and they're going to tear it up, and you're going to do it again. And so that's 700 minutes of work lost. And so whether you're with Belichick or Mangini, I've told you before, Laura would drop me off Monday at 8 a.m., and she would pick me up Friday night after the last practice, and I slept in the office, and it was always something Eric wanted to do or something, So we were trial by fire in the National Football League in a very similar manner, and our stories really add up the same way.
Can relate, right?
Yep.
Tell us about Coach Traylor's team. What are the big things that you've jumped out? Obviously, they lose some big punch on offense, but having McCown back there too. No more Frank Harris, but McCown, no slouch as well. Daddy playing a little football, but he's a great talent as well.
Yeah, very talented quarterback. No Frank Harris. So, like, just to be clear, like, Frank was pretty unbelievable, and some of the plays that he made through the years, Jeff and I still joke about. Like, I think Jeff Traylor is a phenomenal football coach. I have so much respect for him and his program. Matter of fact, he and I talked yesterday or Saturday, and that's not necessarily normal when you're in game week and everything like that. And we were quote unquote in game week when you talk about being on the same bye. And he's just a guy, man. Like, obviously they're not sitting at this spot where they thought they'd be either. They thought they'd be sitting here 5-0. I thought we'd be 4-1, 5-0, and it would be a big marquee game. And it still is. It's a huge game for the Rice Owls. Like, we got to remember that the Rice Owls haven't beat UTSA since 2014. Like, I asked Tajee Atkins how old he was in 2014 today and what grade he was in. And I think we ended up settling on he was in second grade the last time Rice beat UTSA, and it's about dang time. And this is a great opportunity for us. We're excited for this opportunity. We understand we're going to have to play really well to come out with the result we want, and we're ready to do it.
Offensively, do they still try to do some of the things with some different personalities? They still got Barnes back at running back and a couple receivers, and defensively, what do they do too?
Yeah, so talking about their offense, I mean, they are a great attack, a great run-first attack, but they've got some great weapons outside. Now, they've lost some of them too. Obviously, Aaron Cephas' brother, Josh Cephas, is gone, and lost a couple of those guys, but they also got this tight end that looks like an offensive tackle but runs like a tight end.
Cardenas, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. I mean, they just got weapons all over the field. Those running backs are outstanding, and they do a good job syncing their offensive line up to it. Defensively, they know exactly who they are. They are a 3-4 two-gapping unit. It's going to play quarters across the board, and they're going to play technique. They're not trying to dazzle you with dance, they are trying to dazzle you with dance. They're not trying to baffle you with BS. Like, they are going to line up. You know where they'll be. Like, drawing scout team cards this week is not real exciting. You kind of know exactly this guy's going to be here, but they're going to try to whip your butt, and we're going to try to outstrain them and find a way to, with two-gappers, you're always blocked until you're not, and we got to make sure we strain two through and beyond that point to give our running backs a chance.
Can't wait, Coach. Thanks.
It should be fun, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Dunleavy family and football coach for Rice Owls, Mike Bloomgren. Letter Winners Day. We want all you letter winners out there. 3 o'clock with that organization going on right before the game, and then Owl Walk at 4 with Coach and the guys. Thanks to Walter here, to League back at the studio. Thanks to Coach Settle. Thanks to Q-Jack, Quentin Jackson, and thanks to Christopher Francisco and all of you for coming out as well, too. Have a great rest of this night. God bless. Go Owls. Rice fight. Talk to you Saturday, that I-10 showdown. It's Rice football from Learfield.
Yes, sir.
On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, you've been listening to the Mike Bloomgren Show, live from Mi Cocina. Mi Cocina, serving undeniably authentic Tex-Mex. Tonight's show was brought to you by The Parking Spot. The Parking Spot. We have airport parking covered. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716, lighting up Rice University in Houston for over 100 years. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network.